message and the messenger, and increasingly a powerful one.
In a world of a million channels, people try to do more shocking things to break through the clutter. They resort to violent images, or sexually offensive images, or demeaning images.
When is it going to be enough? There is no appreciation for women intellectuals. It's all about the body, not about the brain.
You all saw the photo from the weekend of Hillary looking so haggard and looking like 92 years old.
Breast implants, did you have them or not?
If your water wanted Nancy Pelosi, she wouldn't invent the plastic surgery.
The fact that media are so derogatory to the most powerful women in the country, then what does it say about media's ability to take any woman in America seriously?
I have close friends that will go to the bathroom and put on like 10 pounds of makeup, you know, when you're at school to learn.
I remember in 5th grade, I was worrying about my weight, and now in 9th grade, I'm still worrying about my weight.
As a culture, women are brought up to be fundamentally insecure.
Media creates consciousness, and if what gets put out there that creates our consciousness is determined by men, we're not going to make any progress.
Little boys and little girls, when they're 7 years old, an equal number want to be president of the United States when they grow up. But then you ask the same question when they're 15, and you see this massive gap emerging.
We're shortchanging voices that are urgently needed in public forums from ever getting to the table.
As the most powerful country in the world, if you're not standing for the right values and the right principles, that's a loss for the world.
You get a woman in the Oval Office, most powerful person in the world, what's the downside?
You mean besides the PMS and the mood swings?
The media treats women like shit, and it's horrible, and it's like, I don't know how we survive it, I don't know how we rise above it.
You can't be what you can't see.
It's extremely important for women to be writing their own stories and giving them to people to really emotionally become impacted by.
The media can be an instrument of change. It can awaken people and change minds. It depends on who's piloting the plane.
Misrepresentation is more than a film. It's a social action campaign to empower women and girls and create lasting change in our culture. In a nutshell, the film suggests that if you can't see it, you can't be it. And if you can see it, you can't be it. In other words, women and girls in particular need inspiration to see what they can become and to help them to achieve their potential. Now, inspiration can come from many places: families, communities, education, sports, the arts. And I'm a big proponent of making sure that we empower women in all of those environments. However, studies show that given the role of media as this great pedagogical force of communication in our society, which is dictating cultural values and gender norms to us on a constant streaming basis, that media is teaching children on a daily basis that a woman's value lies in her youth, her beauty, and in her sexuality, and not in her capacity as a leader. Uniting with others around a meaningful, common goal can take itty-bitty small actions that ultimately lead to a revolution of sorts and create lasting change. So how do we start? We delve into media. Did you know that women are only 3% of media positions of clout? If you look at publishing, advertising, telecommunications, and entertainment, women are underrepresented in the top decision-making positions. In other words, 97% of what you know and learn about yourself on a regular basis is from the male perspective. Now, I look around the room and I see quite a few men in the room, and believe me, this is not a male versus female thing. And I don't fault anyone in particular. What it is, though, is it's a call to action. Because here we are in America, this great democracy during the 21st century. Women are 51% of the population and we're 86% of consumers. And yet we remain underrepresented in probably the most powerful industry affecting our culture, the media.
Our job as TV viewers is consumption. Now, this is an interesting word, consumption. Just 2 generations ago, it had a radically different connotation. Consumption was a disease. It wasn't just any disease, it was the deadliest disease ever known to man. More people were killed by pulmonary tuberculosis than were killed by the Black Plague or any other disease in history. This was a dreadful disease. They called it the wasting disease. And you know, I think that's actually kind of an apt metaphor for where we are today. The wasting disease. It hasn't gone away, folks. It's metastasized to a global level, and it uses broadcast television as its primary vector of transmission, promoting a lifestyle of unsustainable consumption. But, as some of the other speakers have noted, perhaps we've reached the apogee of television. For the first time ever, the numbers are starting to suggest that people are finding something else to do with their evening instead of being programmed with ads that tell them about their weaknesses and deficiencies. So people are starting to seek out something else. Now the TV folks will argue with me. They'll say, no, our business is doing better than ever. And that's true. TV is in okay shape. It's going to be with us for a very, very long time. But what's changing is that we're waking up from a 60-year trance. And what we're realizing is nobody did this to us. We did it to ourselves. We gave up. We relinquished our power to tell stories. We gave that power away and we can take it back. And now we're being seduced by something so much more powerful. I'm talking about social media. You've heard other speakers tonight talk about social media, and this is a tremendous change. It's sweeping the world. Of the 2 billion people using the internet around the world, most of them participate in social media, and increasing numbers start there and spend their day using social media. Social media is so seductive. It asks you to tell all about yourself, all about your interests, your likes, your dislikes, your passions, the things that you're working on, your projects, your background, your experience, your education. Tell me all about your friend. It's like the greatest lover you ever had. No wonder we're falling out of love with television. And social media does something else that TV can't do. It gives us validation in a way that TV never can. When you post something and someone shares it, or when you change your status and someone likes it, you're getting validation that's instantaneous. It's better than instant gratification. You're getting validation that's directly personal to you. That's an incredibly powerful feeling. It's incredibly addictive. Now, what happens, I think, is some people look at that and they say, well, gosh, social media is totally trivial. It's not a long-term thing. It's a fad. It's a passing fad. It's superficial. It's vain. It's narcissistic. And there may be some wisdom in that. My view is a little bit different. I say, hey, these are brand new tools. We're just learning how to do this. We haven't been in the habit of telling stories about ourselves for about 60 years, so we're just learning now how to use these tools.